So I'm going to be as brief as I can in this part, and this will be like probably a short as well for the short attention spans. But I think that the narrative of the discourse in the last 9 months around Baldur's Gate 3, that this has raised the standards of video games in general, is absurd. I think what it has raised is the expectations of RPGs going forward, and also has really just shown that Larian is a kick-ass studio that fits a new model for thinking in video games, that treats video games as art, which they really are, and not focusing on MTX and all that garbage. So that's what this video is about. My thoughts on Sven Vincke's recent comments. I would like to see the return. I think, like a lot of us, we would like to see the return of franchises now, like Icewind Dale. And we would like to see the return of like Planescape Torment and all these other things. But at the same time, we really don't have to put that all on Larian specifically. I think Larian did a great job with Baldur's Gate 3. I think it's a great and okay thing that they're going to step back from D&D related content, and I'm excited to play their next game. And I think it's really because of a formula that they have created that no other game really had up until this point, which was this combination of this turn-based D&D based game that has all of this choice and content, but also presents it through these cutscene cinematics with the different characters that we really all enjoy. And so I think that that's really the stew, the seasoning that they've created, if you will, that really we all have a taste for now. And so, if Larian decides to make an ARPG with these cutscene cinematic and choice trees, or if they decide that they're going to make something in like a sci-fi realm, or like, I don't care if it's Divinity, whatever it is, I'm looking forward to it, and I think it should inspire other developers to a higher level of creation with RPGs. This doesn't mean that anything for like games in general, really. I think other than, as a company, yeah, I think Sven is really right to defend the decision to, even though he has this large staff, retain them and not give huge bonuses to executives, and not really worry about inflating the value of the company year over year over year, to the detriment of institutional knowledge and all that stuff. Like, I'm not even going to read about his comments here. I'm just kind of like playing with the article in the background here. I wanted to keep this really informal, but these are just, things that we want to see in a company that is producing something like this at this scale. And I think that I do think that, so I'm going to sound maybe like a little bit, some people might accuse me of being a shill, but like, video games can cost more too. Like, I think video games like this, I wouldn't have minded if Baldur's Gate 3 at its scale was a $70 game or even an $80 game, to help pay the employees who created this over the years. But that's great that they were able to do it at the $60 price point, and now they plan to do something else, and maybe they have something in store and who knows, maybe they're going to say something about like an early release schedule for some new game they've created soon. I don't know. You can sound off in the comments all you want about what you think is going to happen next with Larian as a company. But those are just my thoughts. I think this is great to see as a fan of definitely less greed in the industry, more focus on the well-being of the workers and the actual creatives who take the helm at these companies. And I want more D&D as well. I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3 on this channel. I'm planning to probably play like Fallout New Vegas, all these great RPGs throughout history that have a lot of great mods for them and have had a lot of support from their community as they go. They're like little islands of virtualized, digitalized tabletop games. I always feel like the Fallout games, and this is true because they're inspired by GURPS. Like, I feel like they're inspired by the early days of systematized dice systems coming into play in RPGs. So I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. I'm just really glad to hear this news that Larian is not planning to follow the boom bust cycle of other companies, and I just think that rather than the standard being raised for every single video game in the world, we got a game that has D&D plus the cinematics that really immerse you in the world, instead of just text boxes that you have to read the character yourself or whatever, or watch them do like a funky animation with their hands that doesn't even look, it looks goofy, you know what I mean? Like when you play Diablo 4, you play any ARPG from these days, like no matter how good the story is, sometimes those animations just look goofy and cartoony. So sound off in the comments, you know, like, subscribe if you like my thoughts, because I'm thinking about doing more of these videos and about RPGs and stuff, RPG gaming news specifically. And, you know, I'm definitely going to be doing more like streams. I got another one this weekend, tomorrow at 6, and I am planning to do some Helldivers streaming. My first stream did not go well. It was like low frame rate, but I'm going to figure everything out and make sure it's ready to go before I actually continue without looking at everything. All right. Peace.